Hello. On behalf of His Holiness Jigdal Dakchen Sakya, the head Lama of Sakya Monastery of Tibetan Buddhism, I welcome you. My name is Murray Gordon, and I'm the Educational Director of Virupa Educational Institute, which is the monastery's English-speaking educational branch. Right behind me and to the side is the Wheel of Life. The history of the Wheel of Life dates back to the time of the Buddha. He lived in a kingdom called Magaha, and the king was Bimbisara. One day, King Bimbisara came to the Buddha, and he held out this robe. It was a magnificent jewel-encrusted robe with gold and silver threads, and the king was distraught. And he said, King Udunaya, who was a king of an outlying province, gave me this gift, and I have nothing of value to give in return. The Buddha said, paint this painting for him, and describe this painting. King of Magadha, Bimbisara, had it painted and sent it to King of Udunaya. And it is said, when the king opened this scroll, looked at the painting, he attained instant realizations. Now, I've looked at this many times, and I haven't attained instant realizations. But I can tell you this, I've learned so much about Buddhism. This painting is said to contain all 84,000 teachings of Buddha Shakyamuni. And today, in this short segment, I will basically go over some of the main features. Number one, the most important feature of this is a demon, the most imposing feature. And look at him, it's horrible. He has skulls, sharp fingernails and toenails. He subdued a tiger. The name of this demon is not as important as its meaning. It's impermanence. The entire world of phenomena, all universes, is pervaded by the law of impermanence. And that's what that represents. In the center is exactly how we get to be in samsara, the cycle of life, death, suffering, and everything in between. And the snake represents anger and hatred, the rooster, desirous attachment, and the boar, fundamental ignorance. Moving to the outer circle, we see a light and a dark side, and this represents the law of karma. The dark side, you can see people who are moving downward. They have done ill deeds, unwholesome acts were performed, and they are going to lower and lower rebirths because of the law of cause and effect. The light side, people have done good deeds, wholesome deeds, and they're going to higher and higher forms of rebirth. If you look at the 5 sectors surrounding this, they represent the 6 realms of existence in the desire realm. The first sector is a combination of the pleasure gods, and they're right on top, and then the jealous gods are right below them. And you can get a hint of this by looking at the tree. It's the same tree, but where the pleasure gods are, it's full of beautiful ripe fruit. And if you look at the limb where the jealous gods are, the fruit is withered, the branch is dry. Now, these are 2 of the 3 favorable realms of existence because they don't necessarily suffer or have to suffer through their entire lives of existence. The most fortunate realm is the human realm. It's said to be the most fortunate is because we have the most use of our intelligence. So we can do spiritual activities which are wholesome, which are intelligent, which lead to patience, compassion, understanding, and wisdom, and so forth. And it's our chance to get out of this cycle of samsara, which is birth, suffering, death, and on and on and on in any of the realms. There's 3 unfavorable realms: the animal realm, the hungry ghost realm, and the hell realm. Surrounding those 5 sectors are 12 panels, and this is extremely crucial to understanding the wheel of life. It's the 12 links of interdependent origination, and it starts off with ignorance and goes all the way around, and you can see there's 2 couples, a couple in an amorous position. That's contact. There's a person with arrow feeling, just to name 2 of them, and it comes up to death, 2 people carrying the corpse, and it's back to an old person with a cane who's blind, and that's ignorance. Now, it's interesting that this picture should have a cane in it. And that means that ignorance has no valid foundation, as opposed to wisdom, which has a valid foundation. So, understanding how these links build upon each other leads one into both the psychological, philosophical, and physiological statements of why we are trapped in samsara. If you go to the top of the picture, right above me is a picture of the Buddha, and the Buddha is actually pointing toward the wheel of Dharma. Dharma is a Sanskrit word which means that which holds, and that is the Buddha's teachings. And he says there is a way out of this trap. On the bottom, in English and in Tibetan, is a brief explanation of the wheel. The Buddha says, cast off non-virtuous acts, adopt virtuous acts. In other words, clean up your act. The first thing is to live an ethical and wholesome life. And he goes on and on a little bit. But that, in essence, is the wheel of life and its meanings. If you're interested in reading more about this, I can suggest a wonderful book written by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. It's called The Meaning of Life from a Buddhist Perspective, available in many different places, online, and so forth and so on. If you look at links to this, you'll find that about once a year, a class is given in the Wheel of Life, a 2-hour class in which these aspects are going over in detail, and there's plenty of time for discussion. So I welcome you to take advantage of these classes, the links that are going to be on the website, and so forth. Thank you very much for giving me the time.